I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I'm so cold-blooded. I fear nobody, I fear nobody. I walk like a champion.
I also wanted to switch things up this week, so we're actually going to do anime book club first. So people now following along, or from our sports people, you can kind of be confused and need to listen or try and follow reduced sports. Either way, I mean, it's good. And this week we actually finished that time I got reincarnated as a slime. So we finished that. This is what, our third show that we've done, right?
Yes. This is damn. Is it no, because we did Konosuba, ReZero, and yeah, this will be the it's the third one.
Yeah, moving through some things, man.
Yeah, no, we really actually did this joint. I'm proud of us, man.
I know. I'm excited to start the next one. But
Yes,
I'll get
me
into
too.
that after we wrap up anime book club. But yeah, so as I mentioned, we finished that time I got reincarnated as slime. So it's episodes 22 through 24. Yeah. I mean, do you guys want to? No, we'll do thoughts at the end. I guess I'll do a quick summary.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do kind of a broad summary because the two episodes, like 22 and 23, were the ones that had more substantial plot, and it was
Yeah.
definitely like you could tell when that plot finished how it was like a big finishing of like kind of an overarching theme, because basically Rimuru was finally able to save the kids, which was Shizu's last regret, was her not being able to save the kids, and you know, as we saw last week and we mentioned, he figured out that maybe if he gets some greater spirits to like to put in the kids, that they'll be able to control the excess energy until they're grown.
Right.
So he finds all the information, finds out where the Queen of Spirits is, takes the kids there, and then this is 22, so it's supposed to be a labyrinth, ends up kind of being attacked by this thing, and it's like supposed to be the test. It's like this robot, and destroys the robot. Then you find out that the person who sent it is actually the Queen of the Spirits, or the former Queen of the Spirits. So with that, we definitely found out a bunch more minor details. Well, not minor, they're kind of important, but I'm just trying to give you guys a broad theme so we can just get into discussion.
Right.
So find us this Queen of Spirits actually finds out that he can get greater spirits for the kids, and it's basically like they have to pray really hard, and then a spirit's either going to choose them, or you know, they can actually make one because they have all that extra energy. And what happens with most of the kids is that all these lesser spirits come, and then, you know, they were nervous at first, but Rimuru, being Rimuru and having all the abilities, was actually able to use his Devour that he got from the Orc Lord to combine all the lesser spirits into a greater spirit to implant to the kids and saving them. So all of that happened. It was pretty cool, and there were two exceptions where Ken actually got a spirit chose him. So a light spirit came down and chose him, and then Chloe, something else happened. So with Chloe, and we all knew Chloe was special anyway because she a problem, but this like giant, like full grown woman type thing, doesn't look like any sort of spirit, that the Queen of the Spirits is like nervous about, comes down, kisses Rimuru, passes through, and then goes into Chloe.
And even I didn't even mean to cut you off, but I think like a key point like that happened like right with there when he flew through Rimuru is that we kind of see Rimuru get like panic a little bit, and you see like the little like flash of Veldora come up.
Veldora reacted.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like which is really free, because we don't really see Veldora or like Rimuru kind of freak out like that. So I think that might like set the table for whatever's gonna happen in the next season, or you know, for whatever season is to come. But continue, John. My fault. I just want to throw that in there.
I was gonna bring it up, so I'm glad you mentioned it. But yeah, so we do see Veldora react, which almost never happens. And then also the Queen of the Spirits is like freaking out because she was like, "Yo, I don't know what's going on," but like literally it was like an immeasurable power. And then she goes, "Something is weird," but she's like, I just, something dangerous is gonna happen. And she's like, also, like, whatever that was seemed to be from the future. So she was like, it wasn't a greater spirit, but it was some sort of like spirit energy, and it seemed from the future. So like she's like, I'm not sure how it works, but just something weird is gonna happen. So yeah, that was pretty wild and left a lot of, not really loose ends, but a lot to be desired coming forward, and kind of piques your interest into what the future could hold for the series. For the people who are just watching the anime and haven't read the manga or anything like that. After that, Rimuru says his goodbye to the kids and stuff like that. Gives Chloe the mask actually, and then after Ranga's like, "Why'd you do that?" And he's like, "I don't know. I just kind of felt that I had to." And then we get the full conclusion. There's a whole summary and everything like that of everything's going on with Shizu and all that stuff, and how he did the last thing so she can like finally rest in peace. And then we see this kind of thing at the end of 23, this like being looking and kind of chuckling, like saying some stuff and looking like he's looking at Rimuru and whatnot, and it's like all about being summoned. And then we get to the last episode, which was last episode seems like a complete setup episode for whatever's coming next.
Yeah, John, I felt the exact same way.
Yeah, I don't know what fully is coming next, or when it would be. I'm probably gonna look that up while we're discussing. But it starts out with this woman who's dying and has someone who I'm assuming is her lover or someone close to her bodies next to her, and like with all the pain that she has, summons this badass looking dude. And he goes, "You know what? With all that you've summoned, I'll grant your wish and take your soul. I'll try and do it in 3 days." So that's how long you got. And yeah, then it goes into a flashback of when Shizu was alive, when she was like this warrior. I didn't pay too much attention, so I don't know if Miles, since you did that, if you want to recap this one just a little bit more, because I just know the ending part and like the key things. So basically, it was just like we find out who that black guy, the guy who's dressed in black is. But
yeah. So I mean, basically, what was going on is that Shizu had gone to this castle. I think it was called like the Kingdom of Filtwood or Flitwood, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically she goes there, and it's a lot of knights, and they in front of the they're basically what the knight's purpose is that they were trying to find out who had demons within them and petty demons, and one of the main knights had like killed one of the other knights, I believe, and had exposed like one of like the petty demons, or like one of the small demons. And then what a demon had presented itself, and he referred to himself as Kuro. And then Shizu, who is at full strength right now, had battled with Kuro, and to her surprise, she had slashed Kuro's arm and like took his arm off. And sure after that, he kind of was in hiding for a little bit. And Shizu, she basically was saying that she's thankful for that, because she was losing strength, and like the demon was actually really strong. And then after that, the king and the minister had summoned Shizu to like one part of the castle, and that's where she realized that it was kind of a setup for the original knight that had killed one of the petty demons. And then that it was decided that knight was actually an archdemon who pulled up and basically was about to kill Shizu, where Kuro comes up out of nowhere and is like, basically he wasn't gonna let Shizu die, because
wasn't he did it as a favor for the Silver Eagles, right?
Right,
like
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then basically after that, Kuro, he killed the king and the minister, and then after that he killed the archdemon like with ease. And then it's kind of assumed that Shizu and Kuro kind of made like a deal that like they were just gonna stay out of each other's way. And I guess, and I think we as an audience could kind of assume that like this is kind of a prequel to like the interaction that Kuro is gonna have with Rimuru, because at the end you could kind of see that Kuro is observing Rimuru through like this little like orb thingy. So
that also is now going to discussion about these episodes.
Right.
I feel like, well, so you cover the first part, it's awesome. Like it was very heartwarming and shit that he finished this stuff for Shizu, so that was great. But for the setup thing, it seems like Kuro can only really be summoned when people have really strong feelings. Like, you know what I mean? Like Silver Eagles on their deathbed, this woman like screaming and like giving her soul for whatever and things like that, you know? So it's like, it seems like there has to be certain conditions. And he was like, oh, I haven't been summoned in so long. So, you know what I mean? So, very interesting character. I think what he was known as Rouge.
Yes.
Yeah,
I believe so.
and apparently she was like finds out that from Leon that the ones that have colors are like the stronger ones.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I know there wasn't a whole lot going on in those 2 episodes, but I just want to definitely talk about now since you guys have finished it, just what you guys felt about the series as a whole.
Right. Well, I'll start. I thought that plot wise, this probably had like the deepest plot, and I think we saw a lot of character development within Rimuru from when he died as the man that was living in Japan up until like this point. Because we see it's like very multifaceted. You see the aspects where he is giving, where he's, I wouldn't even say cruel, but when he's dangerous, and you know, it's not like we just seeing the same thing repeatedly and repeatedly. Like, so I think of like the protagonists that we've seen between him, Kazuma, and why am I blanking on ReZero? Subaru. I think of those we see with Rimuru, he probably is like has a lot of character development, and even not just him, kind of the characters around him. But I guess because Rimuru is developing those characters, you know, by evolving them, and you know, everybody seems to like, you know, surround themselves with Rimuru. So overall, I mean, I think that we just continuing to get better. Like I think we've taken a step up with this one. I think that of the 3 plots, this one has the best one. The action scenes in this are also really good.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and yeah, I'm actually excited because the season 2 for this is actually going to come out in 2020. So that's something to look forward to. And yeah, I like this joint.
All right, JT.
So it's interesting what you said about like the character development, because that was something I was also kind of paying attention to. But it almost feels like, all right, let me see how I put this. Doesn't it almost kind of feel like there wasn't really, not to say there wasn't any character development with Rimuru, but I'm just harping back to the very first episode, where right before he died, right? And the dude that I guess was his, not his apprentice, but whatever the dude was to him, right? He held him in such high regard, almost to the same way that the dwarves and, you know, the goblins and like the pig people. Dang, I'm a blanking on them too. the politically correct name, sorry, orcs. Like I just recall that guy holding him to that type of regard before he died, because he was so excited for him to meet the girlfriend, or I guess the fiance at that time. And you know, it was basically like, you know, not his master, and not his sensei, but like something along like those lines, I guess, in like an everyday.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they call him sensei and stuff like that, but I feel like it was just kind of that guy, that older guy at his job that took him under his wing. You know what I mean?
Like, he just
like a mentor. He was like a mentor.
He just has like that mentor personality. So I think it was cool seeing it on like a broader level, but it just feels like that was something that he just already had that innate, you know, trait within him.
Yeah, he did it to a lesser scale in his past life, because it's like everything else was pretty mundane. So it was like he connected with one person, because, you know, he never had any girlfriend or anything like that. So it was like he connected with that one person. And then it's like when he got reincarnated, he connected with so many people.
Oh, absolutely. I will agree with Miles. Like, the fighting in this was just off the charts, at least compared to the you know, the other two. It's not to say the other two fighting sequences were bad, because I mean, there were some really good fighting sequences in the other ones, but I mean, this, for sure. And even though Rimuru was, you know, the whole season, it's kind of been like, all right, he's kind of OP. There were parts where I'm like, yo, maybe he's not like OP. Like there was some times where I was questioning, like, all right, maybe there's an extent to his power, you know, which I thought was good, because it didn't make you think, oh, everything's going to turn out well in the end. Because you kind of it gave you that doubt. I was like,
yeah, like with Krubidis and with when he starts first fighting Orc Disaster.
Yeah, especially with
Yep.
Charybdis when they were like when they that all out assault
Mhm.
and they only do like 30% damage. It's like,
Mhm.
all right, dang, how are we gonna get out of this one, man?
And
But
fucking Millum steps up to the plate.
that's what I'm saying.
One take hove.
Yeah, that was that designated hitter coming off the bench in the bottom of the ninth.
Facts.
That was Tino Martinez. But but no, overall, I mean, this was definitely fantastic. A lot of inside innuendo jokes. Funny. I don't know if anybody caught that in the
Yeah.
episode. What was it, episode? Yeah, episode 22 when old girl, Chloe, when Chloe was like, "Oh,
Oh yeah, when he was
master, I
like, "I
love
love you,"
you," and
and then he was
he
like,
was like, "You couldn't have waited 8 years," and I'm like, "Yo, bro, whoa, what's
he
going on
went,
here?"
"Hey, at least he was like,
Freaky.
he was like, if only you could have told me this 8 years, actually 10 years later." And
Right?
he was like, "Damn, I wish I heard this at least once when I was alive."
Oh boy. But you know what's crazy? It made sense. Doesn't it make sense though that why he would, I guess this is my last point. Why the mask would go to Chloe? It just felt like, even when he first got to the class, there felt like there was an emphasis on Chloe. There was always like a side camera shot of Chloe, always like there were like a scene where she like says like maybe 2 words and then like kind of falls to the background. It just felt like there was something about her. And even when they were doing the sparring practice, he sensed something in her. So it kind of made sense as to why, I guess that special spirit, we have no idea what's going to happen with that, but it makes sense as to why that would go to her. And I guess it kind of makes sense as to why I guess the light spirit would go to Ken, because just his personality. Everybody else kind of was like regular degular, but those two are the ones that I think we should really, really look out for. And I don't know, but maybe Ken and Chloe have a battle face to face because of the spirits inside of them might be clashing.
Yeah,
Yep. That's a valid point.
that would be pretty cool. I mean, this is definitely one of the top animes that came out in the past like year or so. I really did enjoy it. Watching it again for the second time, I feel like I enjoyed it a lot more than the first time actually, because I still liked it, and I was like, this is actually really good, and the title's kind of off-putting. Everything's kind of off-putting when you first hear about it.
Right.
And it's one of those things that you really just got to watch for yourself and experience, and then see the writing and see like what you guys are talking about, the character development, the fight scenes, like all this stuff. And especially like even for like my friends at work who I got them to watch, they're getting through the first episode. One of them was like, I don't know what's going on, and like even Darius, he was like, yo, it's like a rolling dildo, and I was like, no,
like a what?
What a that's a description right there.
I've
never heard that in my life.
Ain't never ever heard that before.
Wow.
Yeah, and
I'm
I was
gonna have to holler at Darius for that one.
right? And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
no, stop playing and just watch the show, man. It's great. But I don't know, man. I feel like you guys covered it for the most part. I'm really excited to watch more and just see what happens. And like, I have this thing that when I really like a show or a character in a show, especially with anime, I tend to look up everything just to see like, and then I'll watch it develop later on. So like, I looked up a little bit, but I'm trying not to, and like just kind of wait and keep myself preoccupied with this one. But also this is like still like a relatively not new, but like the manga isn't as old as some other ones and stuff like that. But yeah, like I did it with I did it with One Piece with the certain characters because it was just such a big world that I ended up doing. Actually, I'm usually good with spoilers, but there was one in particular where I was like, wow, this is a big spoiler for One Piece. But yeah, I can't wait to see what else is to come. And I guess now we'll do our tradition of whenever we finish a show. We got to pour one out for someone. So I'm gonna pour one out for Gapta for Loki being the realist.
I like that.
Yeah, and also the fact that like he's handled so much abuse but is still alive and persevering. Like my son when he got fed Shion's cooking and developed poison resistance,
That's
like he got left in the freaking Dwarven Kingdom in the jail, like all that shit.
Never doubted my guy Gopta. Not for a second.
You
did what though?
I was ride or die with Gopta from the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, tough.
All right. Who's next?
I'll go. I'm gonna go with what's her name? Demon Lord Milim. Yeah, she's tough, bro. Like, even though she was just on some like real strong shit, like, yeah, I fuck with her, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I
bro,
feel like
major Majin Buu vibes.
yes,
I said that
like
last
super.
time. Major
Yeah,
Majin Buu vibes.
she just want to eat and have a bestie, bro. That's it. She's not really
Fight.
harmless, except for when, except for when she's in battle, and then she handles the business, as you saw what she did with Charybdis.
Also,
Handle that
she's
nigga
she's
like,
a real one. You disrespected people's.
yeah, that's a fact. She's loyal as shit. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. She was fucking with the Slime, but yeah, facts. Love to see it.
JT,
Hmm.
I look, you got another one when you're done, so I want to hear what yours is.
Yeah.
All right, can you just remind me? All right, what is the stipulations of this again? Just
It's just you're pouring one
flat
out for this being over, and just one of your favorite things, or one of your people. It's like your favorite things, a person who didn't get enough justice, or like anything like that.
we need more screen time of the secretary.
Shion.
Yeah, we need more screen time for Shion.
Yo, JT, you gotta watch the one of the OVAs, the first one, because I was looking at plot summaries and stuff like that. So the plot summary for that one apparently is like Shion and the princess are fighting over Rimuru, and they somehow end up going on a beach day. So of course they're in swimsuits.
Oh, that ain't a problem.
And then apparently Shion's cooking forced this monster to go berserk, and the monster's thing, it like causes everyone's swimsuits to dissolve. So
I know what I'm watching.
Wow.
Let's
Justin,
see.
you a freak.
If I had to seriously pour one out,
Gabru.
you know what? Stop. Yes. I'm going right back to the Gabru train.
my
Gabru Hive.
Gabru
Let's get
2020.
that you already know. You already know. My guy was out here. He didn't get enough. You know what it is? He didn't get enough justice because he's a master swordsman. We didn't get enough.
Bro, he was not a master. I don't want to hear it.
Spearsman.
Just because he was the best one in his village does not make him a master, because he still got punked by Gapta.
He didn't. He was, first of all, he was caught off guard. You can't put my two favorites together like that. That's not fair.
If you're a master, he shouldn't have been caught off guard.
You can be a master and somebody can be better than you. You could be.
Gapta's not a master though. We see Gapta get schooled every day.
Right. It's different tiers, all right? Gapta is a master of just being Gapta, all right?
Gapta don't claim to be a master.
His levels. Exactly. He doesn't have to claim it because there's levels to this shit, all right? Gapta's out here top tier, right? Gabru is also top tier, but just not as top tier as Gapta. All right, but that doesn't mean he's not top tier. All right.
Gabru didn't even get a human form, bro.
It's like Jordan and Braun. All right, one's better. Yes, it is. It's like Jordan and Braun. One's better. It's okay.
It's more like
they could both be great.
It's more like Kobe and Penny Hardaway. I think that's a much better comparison.
Watch
between the two.
Mouth, sir.
I mean, I thought that was a bit much. I was gonna say like Kobe and Tyreek Evans, but
Kobe and Tyreek,
because Gabru had the potential, right?
Now you're getting disrespectful. See, watch when Gapta.
I'll give Gapta Kobe, but Gabru was supposed to be something.
Comes back and saves everybody. Then when Gabru comes through in the clutch,
he won Rookie of the Year, and my man's out of the league.
Gabru's gonna come through on his Robert Ory, and I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. I don't want to hear. Oh yeah, good job, Gabru. I want to hear nothing. I need you to keep that energy, all that hate. So when Gabru come through in the clutch, as we all know he will. We all know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. I need y'all to keep that same energy.
Oh, man.
Got the two G's. The two G's. Gapta, Gabaru. Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, my God. Terrible. Justin, you have terrible taste in anime characters. Except for the women. But it's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. I find the diamonds in the rough, honestly.
It's okay. I hope you get hit with some explosion magic. You deserve it at this point.
You and me both.
Megumin.
He's trying to make some explosion magic.
Already know.
Yeah, with Shion.
Oh, something's about to explode. And it ain't about to be the magic.
Hey, yo, I'm dead. About to hit it with your magicules and shit.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Hey.
Magic
Rimmer's not the only slime.
Freaky.
Oh, man.
What's another thing? Wait, what? Do we ever? Wait, I know we probably went through this? It was just easier for him to just
can-
be a kid, or like what was the deal
I
with
think
that
so.
again?
I think that was just the natural form. He'd have to put more effort to being an adult. But that just reminded me of the last thing I wanted to pour out was for Rimuru, because my man was really trying to find a wife and get some cheeks, and he ended up being androgynous. At least he has a lot of friends though. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying he doesn't have to
It's
be
slimy.
androgynous.
yeah, you're right.
That's a choice he made.
All right.
So he can create all these.
Yeah, he could probably create genitalia.
That's not where I was going, but
So
you know what? I'm just gonna leave it at that. We don't need to do this.
So yeah, I guess with that we've closed this chapter of Anime Book Club. That time we got reincarnated as a slime. It's completed.
John, real quick. Yeah, we didn't get enough screen time of Agabru's sister. That's it.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying.
Justin, you wanna say all of this stuff now? Where were you in the beginning of the conversation, Justin? That's why I want to know.
Waiting my turn.
Oh my
Rule
god.
34, Justin.
Yeah, Lord Jesus.
All right.
I'm getting that tattooed on my arm too. Rule 34.
Yo, please get a rule.
Oh, that's freaky.
Please. That would be, oh my god. You gotta get it on like the side of your forearm.
It's gonna have Rule 34, right? It's gonna be 3 heads. It's gonna be
Shion.
She's gonna be Shion, Rem, and and no darkness.
Darkness, yes.
And the Rule 34
Oh,
is what's covering them up. That's what it's gonna be.
Oh
It's like
no,
a
the way you gotta
full-on-
do it, right? You gotta have the 3 heads, and Rule 34 is just over their eyes.
I'd rather Rule 34 covering the chesticles.
Oh,
But,
you said
The
just heads.
chesticles.
But I
So
fuck
you
with
have
the
more than
vision,
just
John.
heads.
Well, I mean, yeah. We're getting
Oh,
like
man.
full on Popeye like anchor arm down the bicep.
Oh, bet. You gotta do it
Yeah.
for the culture. Nah, low key,
Facts.
the darkness tattoo would be tough.
It would be. I just don't like needles. So
But I don't like needles either.
one
but,
step at a time.
You saw how that turned out.
Yeah, well, obviously your pain tolerance is a lot higher because
It grows with each one, and it depends where you get it. But yeah, come on, son. It's a different type of needle. It's not the same. It's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's not the same at all.
Yeah, because I'm afraid of needles. But anyway, so we're about to do the next 2 shows. Are about to be shows that none of us have watched. After those 2, we're probably going to go back to a couple of suggestions that I have just for the culture, and just they're good shows that I feel these guys should watch.
Yep.
But I'm excited to do this one. I've been talking about it for a while, and it's this is one of those classic ones. Everyone says the classic like culture ass anime. We're going to be doing the original Berserk. So the 1997 Berserk. I haven't heard anyone say anything bad about it. I've heard one of those things where it's like, you haven't seen Berserk, you have to watch it. Like, it's one of those reaction things. So we're gonna be starting that for next week, and we're gonna, since we're going blind and I can't normally try and do it by arcs, we're just gonna go straight up. I guess you might just stick with 3 episodes.
Fuck it. Let's
Just
do
3
it.
episodes a week. Let me see exactly how many. I think the season's only 21 or 24. Oh, this is short.
How short is it?
12 episodes.
Oh yeah, we can go 3 by 3.
Yeah.
See you
12
next
episodes. The
month.
last one's untitled. I don't know if it's real or not. Like, if it's an actual episode, I'll check. But yeah, let's do that. And with my resident, I guess my resident Berserk expert over my old job now. Shout out to Gant. I just hit him up before we started recording to be like sub or dubbed. He was like subbed because the dub is apparently really bad. Which is surprising for older ones. But yeah, he said the dub's really bad. Yeah. But anyway, guys, so for next week, watch the original Berserk. So if you're on Crunchyroll or anything like that, it'll say season 1. So season 1 of Berserk. We're gonna do 1, 2, and 3 for next week.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I'm so cold.